So my name is Mayra Espinal. I'm a senior here at Texas Tech University. My major is digital media and professional communications. I actually started at Texas Tech back in 2015, pursuing a bachelor's degree in general studies. But after I received a full-time job in radio, I decided to take a break and focus with my full-time job and, focus on my career. Fast forward to today, I'm coming back to school, trying to finish my bachelor's degree, and I changed my degree to digital media and professional communication. So I started working for CBS Radio in 2012 as a promotion assistant. That's like the bottom of the bottom. It's getting your foot in the door into the industry. I promoted and branded all CBS radio stations on the street with street activations. I also worked with the production department. I voiced commercials, both in English and Spanish. I also worked closely with account executive and clients to ensure successful partnership. Shortly after that, I was promoted to sales coordinator, so I got to work more closely with the sales department. And then after that, I finally got my dream job was being the brand manager for 3 radio stations. I managed branding, marketing, events, websites, social media. And this is like a top market. Dallas-Fort Worth is, one of the top markets in radio. I work with clients, vendors, to ensure proper event execution. I was responsible for, which this is my favorite part, I was responsible for the partnership with the Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Mavericks, Dallas Stars, and Texas Rangers. That was like one of the fun things I did. I fostered so many relationships with artists, high profile, sports athletes. And then in one of my biggest accomplishments in radio, it was in December of 2019, I was named one of Radio Inc.'s 30 Under 30. So I truly felt like I was in my prime time of my career. Yeah, so there was, a lot of people that I met. So I think what worked best for me was introducing myself as a resource to them. I didn't want to be that person that only reached out to them when I needed a favor. Because in media, you're gonna need all types of favors. You're gonna meet and interact with different people every day. So it was very important to me, to get to know them, get a business card, and follow up with an email thanking them and saying, hey, thank you for your time, just so they can feel important that I remembered them. I want them to remember me so I can start building that relationship for if I ever need them in the future. Yes, I think that's very important as well, to start a bond with a person that you're gonna finally meet in person. So what I would do, I would do my research about the person before I got to know them in person. Whether it's a client, an athlete, a band, I would try to find them on social media, get to know a little bit more about them, and also LinkedIn. I want to know about them professionally and also who they are in a normal life, because we just never know if we have something in common, that can open up room for conversation, to start building that relationship. It's like, oh, we have this alike, we can do this together, stuff like that, just to build that bond. That way the person feels comfortable around you, and you just, kind of tell them you have a friend in me. Let's bond, let's do things together, let's work like a team. So during COVID, I was laid off from this dream job working in radio. Everything basically shut down, from sports, concerts. So I felt like my heart was shattered into a million pieces. I had put all this work into my career, and it was gone with your position of being eliminated. I think those words were like the worst I heard. I didn't know what to think or do, but weeks later, my partner reached out to me and he asked me, hey, do you want to join me? We're going to open up a restaurant in East Texas, in Winsboro, Texas. And I was like, well, I really don't have anything going on right now, so why not? Because I had no idea about the hospitality industry. I was blinded. I really didn't know anything other than customer service and marketing and branding. And so far it's been enough. I've been able to use everything I learned in my previous position, and now I'm in charge of social media, graphic design, websites, and events that have to do with the restaurant. I identify trends and generate, marketing strategies to increase traffic and revenue, which is very important, for a restaurant to get that revenue in. So I was able to use that experience to start up my own restaurant. So I kind of work for media, but don't work for media like media, radio, TV, but it's, it's media. So. Yes, so I'm also in charge of that. I do like all the ads that go onto the newspapers because it's a small town. So anything that has to go on the newspaper, I'll reach out to TV stations. So yes, it's kind of like the opposite. Now I'm trying to, I need media in my life. I just want to tell or say, do not be afraid to get out of your comfort zone. If there is one thing that I regret not doing is pursuing bigger leadership roles in the industry. If there's a bullet point in the job description that you're not comfortable with, try to work on it. Don't say, no, I'm not going to do it just because I'm not a good presenter. No, I'm not going to do it because I'm not a good graphic designer. Work on it, get better, take a class if you have to, ask a mentor for advice, because there's always going to be room for growth. Never stop learning.
Created using Powtoon.